Have you ever wondered what happened between Cain and Abel? They both presented or brought their offering to the Lord. They have come to worship. Cain brings the produce of the land. That must have been a precious thing to do because he's doing and he's bringing out of his employment, as it were, out of his gainful employment, something to the Lord. So too was Abel. Abel was bringing something out of his employment, out of his gainful employment to the Lord. So here are two brothers who are in the place of worship, who through their employment are bringing their respective gifts to the Lord. And surely one could not fault them for that. But the text says that God looked with favor on Abel's offering, and he looked with displeasure at Cain and his offering. One is forced to wonder, why would that be so? And there's a conversation between God and Cain. A conversation that asks Cain, why are you angry? Was Cain's anger out of the rejection by God of his offering? Is there something missing in the text that we may not be aware of? It seems to me that there is something in the heart of Cain that needed addressing. For while they both brought their offering, reasonably so, there was something else in the narrative that needed to be addressed. For it seems that Cain's heart towards his brother needed addressing. It seems that in the space of worship, where worship is an act of faith, it seems that Cain lacked faith in worship. Cain did not come to God, it seems, out of that deep understanding that worship is indeed an act of faith. It seems that Cain brought his offering with a disposition of showing what he had rather than what God gave him, and he missed the point. He missed the point of worship, because worship does not create anger. Worship does not create resentment. Worship does not create a spirit of comparison. But worship is a response of the heart to God's holiness. Worship is the response of the hands in surrender. Worship is a giving of the self to God in all of who he is. And our text says that Cain was angry. You see, there is no place in worship for anger. There is no place in worship for comparison. There is no place in worship for the presentation of human effort, because ultimately human effort is going to be rejected. Worship is a place of surrender.